Hello everyone, my name is Dhruv Agarwal. Currently I am pursuing Masters in Construction Engineering and Management from CEPT University. Today I am here to present you all my Studio 2 work that is on construction project execution, monitoring and control, in which I got opportunity to work on a live institutional campus development project. This studio helped us understand the construction project life cycle. Further, I have shown few of my studies conducted in this studio. Starting with core planning, the scope considered for this exercise is for concrete planning of block 13A, B and C. In the diagram shown here, we have shown the number of pours in each block and the floor areas. From the floor areas, we have calculated the concrete quantities and material required for each block. Then we have analyzed the peak requirement of concrete as per the planned schedule, in which we calculated the concrete requirement for each month from Primavera. And in the below graph, as we can see that the February shows the maximum requirement, that is of 447 cubic meter of concrete. After this, we studied the manpower requirement, in which first we checked the gang size for concrete work, then we calculated the actual productivity, which was coming around 10.25 cubic meter per man day. Further, we have calculated from this, we have calculated the number of labors required for each component of work. Here, we have shown the core schedule for entire block 13, in which a comparison of planned and actual dates is shown. Further, we calculated the cost of concrete for each block floor wise, and then the total cost, which is coming around for block 13, is 1.8 crores. The key learning from this exercise is that it helped us in understanding the sizes and the number of pours required in a slab, and also we got to compare the planned and actual dates of concreting and identified the major delays. Next is triple role concept, which is a quality management tool to improve the performance at every stage of construction. The tool suggests that every party involved in a process plays three roles, that is, supplier, processor, customer. This concept focuses on the flow of information between stakeholders. Here, we have shown the CPOC chart. In our project, architects are responsible for the coordinating with the client and sub-consultants for the design, and PMC is responsible for coordinating between client and contractors. The key learning was that all the stakeholders are linked to each other as performance of one affects the other. Next is cost of quality, which is a quality management tool that helps in determining the extent to which its resources are used for activities that prevent poor quality, that appraises the quality of the organization's product and services, and to rectify internal and external failures. Cost of quality is majorly of two types, that is quality management cost, which is also known as conformance cost. Another one is deviation cost, which is known as non-conformance cost. In the tables, we have shown the uh, we have shown the calculation for prevention and appraisal cost. This exercise mainly helped us understanding the cost incurred in the rectification of internal and external failures. The various type of NCs were identified, which is raised by the client, and studied the ways to prevent such non-conformities at site in future. Next is job hazard analysis, a technique helped in identifying the danger in specific tasks to reduce the risk injuries to workers. And once you know what the hazard is, you can reduce or eliminate them before anyone gets hurt. For this exercise, we have referred OSHA guidelines, which indicates four categories of hazards, which is also known as Big Four, which are fall, struck by, caught in, and electrocution. Here we have discussed about the electrocution hazard and the control measures to prevent it, like proper PPE kit should be available at site, owned by the workers, use of factory assembled cords, compulsory training of electrical safety norms to the worker, and many more. Next is economic order quantity, a tool used in material management, which helps in understanding the optimal quantity of material to be ordered, that is how much to order and when to order. That will result in lowest possible inventory cost. This can be satisfied with the use of economic order quantity. Inventory cost is the total of ordering cost, purchase cost and carrying cost. Here we have considered the cement for our analysis. In the table shown below, the detailed analysis is done to calculate the ordering cost, which is the salary of personnel that are involved in ordering process. Further, carrying cost, purchase cost, we have used the equations for different parameters. EOQ is coming around 284 metric ton. In this graph shown here, shows the EOQ point where ordering and carrying cost is the lowest. From this analysis, we understood that use of EOQ model is very profitable for the organization. For as per our study, comparison with the actual and theoretical, around 3.43 lakhs of profit is observed is if company uses EOQ model. Next is earned value management. It is a project management tool that uses information based on cost, schedule, and work performance to define project performance at a given point in the project. For earned value management analysis, we have used Primavera P6 software, and the steps followed were shown in the flowchart. Three baselines were considered for the analysis. First was on 1st of March, second is on 15th of March, and third is on 31st of March. Accordingly, we have prepared the schedule and updated the progress in this. Here we have shown the calculation of EVM indicators, that is cost variance, schedule variance, cost performance index, schedule performance index. From this calculation, we can see that the negative cost variance of 1.54 lakhs and 2.46 lakhs shows that the actual cost incurred is more than the planned cost. Next is Foreman Delay Survey, a lean management tool which helps in performance measurement and productivity improvement. Exposed brickwork was observed for this activity, in which 5 laborers were monitored, 3 masons and 2 helpers. Now, this is the spaghetti diagram, which shows the movement of laborers during the process, and unnecessary movements can be avoided. Here we have shown the major type of delays. Generally, the delays are categorized into two types, that is recoverable and supportive. Further, supportive delays are like tool mobilization, housekeeping, receiving instructions, and recoverable delays are like late start, waiting for material, instructions, crew members, etc. We observed the activity for 480 minutes, and the major delays were due to idle time and waiting from instruction, which can be eliminated with better supervision. We also analyzed the total working time and non-working time. Non-working time is observed to be 35% of the total working time, in which 29% is the recoverable delay and 6% is supportive delay. Also, we have calculated the cost spent for the work, which is 1350 rupees for mason and 350 for helpers. But due to various delays, company is facing a loss of 450 rupees from mason side and 134 rupees loss from helper side due to non-working times. Thank you.